I just want to read to you some of the writings of William Cobbett back in the 1800s, because much of what's going on today has been occurring for centuries. But the fact is, in this moment in human history, in human evolution, we have a chance to end this. So anyway, this is Parliamentary Reform number 2. A reformed parliament would instantly put an end to that accursed thing called parliamentary interest. Promotions and rewards and honours in the army, navy, the church, the law, and in all other departments would follow merit and not be bestowed and measured out according to the number of votes that a party or its friends were able to bring to the poll in support of this or that set of people in power. Thus would the nation be sure to have the full benefit of all that is needed of the best talents and the greatest virtues that it possessed. It was from this cause that America shone so bright in the late contest. The world was surprised to see naval and military commanders spring up as it were spontaneously out of the lakes and woods, and the people of England were utterly astonished to see their ships and armies either captured by or fleeing in disgrace from men who had never been heard of before. But if we had considered that the President of the United States had, in the choice of his commanders, the whole nation lying open before him, and that he had no particular interest to consult in a determination, we should have been less surprised. If he had the boroughmongers or members of corporations to consult in his appointments, if the lady of this man, or the sister of that man, or the father of another, and so on, had the dictation of his appointments, the Porters and Decanters and Chauncers and McDowells and Jacksons and Browns might have remained to till the land, while the prodigies of corruption were letting in the legions of the enemy to devour its produce and enslave its inhabitants. This is the people to whose conduct and institutions we are to look. They are a people like ourselves in all things, except where our institutions have an effect different from theirs. What should make crime so rare amongst them, and great public virtues and talents so abundant? Why should the soil be more than this be fertile in great military and naval skill and courage caught up all at once out of common life? Nothing but this, that there the executive is unbiased in its choice and has the whole of society to choose from, while here there is a borough faction whose pretensions and powers supersede the legitimate power of the executive, a power which would instantly be restored to it by a reformed parliament. It is well known what heartburnings there are in the army and the navy on this score. Parliamentary interest is well understood amongst the gentlemen of those professions. Merit is a thing, therefore, little sought after, because worth very little when acquired. Of all the professions and ranks of society, none ought more anxiously to wish for a reformed parliament than the officers in general, and even the privates of the army and navy, and yet there are men so stupid as to suppose that these bodies would present a great obstacle in the way of reform. As ambassadors, consuls, etc., the Americans send their most able citizens, while ours consist of persons chosen from the motives before mentioned. The superior talent of the American diplomats is universally acknowledged. Indeed, what Englishman can refrain from blushing at the endless proofs which the last 20 years have given to the world of this superiority, which is made the more conspicuous by the language of both countries being the same. There is no scarcity of talent of sort in this England, but the talent to be available by our executive must have the borough interest at its back, and as this is seldom the case, we are exposed to all the shame which bungling agents never fail to bring on upon a nation. And notwithstanding that a tribe of underlings of greater talents than the chief are generally selected to accompany him, we have seen many of their public papers so obscure and ungrammatical as hardly to have a meaning, to say nothing of the want of knowledge, of argument, and of force which they are almost invariably exhibit. All this a reformed parliament would put to rights. The best talents would, in this department also, be called forth into the country's service. There could exist no motive for sending an unfit person on any foreign mission. Every person so sent would know that reward and honour would follow his merits, and that disgrace and punishment would follow misbehaviour.